Salute to all the Patreon members. I want to thank you guys for your support, all the subscribers, all the new viewers. My bad, I don't have any visuals for you guys. I don't have any visual for y'all tonight. Kind of out in the middle of nowhere with really nothing to show for y'all. I'm kind of standing down for the night. All right. I'm outside. I'm actually in the Midwest. I'm in Lansing, Michigan right now. So gonna be here till the morning time to see what they talk about. But stop and pause, playing some video games. Stop and pause to chop it up with you guys. I wish I had some visuals. Anyway, I want to talk about Dejounte Slow Murray. All right. Dejounte Dunce Cap Murray. Dejounte, the only students in a classroom was just him and the teacher, Murray. I just want to talk about this slow ass boy right here. All right. So Dejounte Murray hasn't really made the best decisions for himself in his dating life or in his career. Okay. Got drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. I think originally he got drafted by another team, but then got traded during the draft. I forgot. Don't quote me on that, but he played with the Spurs from 2016 to 2022. All right. Now, around about during COVID 2020, that's when he got the bag from the Spurs, because for like the first 4 years, um, he was only seeing like a million, 1.1, 1.2, 1.52. Then around about 2020, that's when he got the $14.5 million bag from the Spurs. Right. That's when he's like, okay, now I'm really seeing a check. Right. And the Spurs, they don't really dish out that bread like that. They're known for not really dishing out bread, cheap, cost of living is real cheap. Some fine Latinas in the city. Excuse me, seem like they taken care of by Popovich, if you, which I mean, he's gone now. But at the time, it's like, hey, man, y'all stick around. See, the Spurs, they kind of know how to build up a team, though. All right, let me get all my chess pieces on the board and put y'all in position. Then, we'll throw away a season because, I'm looking at somebody that I really want for the draft. And they was looking at Wembanyama. You see what I'm saying? Dejounte Murray would have been a good fit for Wemby. But before Wemby could even get there, he left. And it was alleged that he left because the city ain't lit. Right? So he want to go to a lit city. And that was Atlanta. But then now it's like you coming off the bench for a Trae Young. And you were that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like when you thought of the Spurs at the time, you really thought of Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray was kind of like the face of the Spurs at that time when he was playing, especially when he got that $14 million bag. Right? Good fit, starting, you're developing as a player, and you would have been a great point guard in my opinion for a Wembanyama, right? You got experience. You could have taught him the game and taught him how to be a better player. In his first year, you could have taught him like, hey, I don't need you to do this. I need you to do this. If you built like that on a team, right? But from what I'm hearing, he just kind of like, hey, man, I want to go to where the party's at. Where the hoes at? I got this $14 million bag. This how much I'm worth. I can negotiate this for another team. My price is up. I'm up, right? So you got like 14.5 million, 2020. Then 2021, you got, I think, like 15 and some change or whatever. Then you left the Spurs to go to Atlanta, and then you got 17 million. So you got a couple more million, but it's like you went to one team that you left one team that has a staff. All right, we're not paying the big dollars. We'll get you a bag, but we're not paying you the biggest bag, right? But we know how to build a team if you kind of just be patient. To go over to a scrub ass team to play second fiddle behind a star player, which made no sense. All right. And you went over there, and the first thing you did was get scraps from NBA Youngboy, right? You know, this whole time I thought he was married to his baby mama. No, he's not married to her. He's not married to her. They took like baby shower maternal photos together, but wearing like a wedding gown and a dress. And when I saw that, and I thought, I'm thinking, okay, damn, they're getting married. No, they took them photos, but it was like a maternal shoot. When I saw that and they're not actually married, I'm like, okay, this guy is king simp right here. This this ain't this ain't what you hope for him to be, right? You hope for him to be a P, but he really a flunky. He really a simp. He wearing the cape with a capital S, and it ain't for Superman. You got behind scraps from a guy who's kind of like the king, the Pied Piper, the sorcerer, all the YNs, and seem like bad slow bitches out here also. All the bad, slow, light-skinned bitches out here, he has them NBA Youngboy got them under a spell. You see what I'm saying? He got all the YNs. I've seen footage of the crowd at his concerts. What's funny was somebody said on TikTok, somebody said the crowd at NBA Youngboy's concerts looked like when Scar from The Lion King took over the kingdom and all the hyenas was going crazy. That's what they saying on TikTok. I mean, they're taking their shirt off. They got their ski masks. They're losing their minds. They singing it word for word. I can't even hear him rap. The crowd is out. It's louder than the speakers. You go to an NBA Youngboy concert, you might not make it out alive as soon as you go back to your car in that parking lot, because he got everybody there charged in that concert. And it seemed like he don't have one song that slows anybody down, right? So you didn't got a hoe after a rapper, a young rapper, right, who was alleged to have herpes, an incurable disease, and women are still fucking with him. That's what I'm saying. He has a spell on these hoes. He got a wife that's still fucking with him, and she's pregnant again. He got Floyd Mayweather's daughter, which she's still showing up to his shows, singing on stage, thinking about all the songs about her, still riding for him, posting up memes and photos talking about, I don't want nobody else but him. I don't care what he got going on. Then now your baby mama that you didn't have like 2 kids with, that she already got a kid with NBA Youngboy, dropped your ass and showed up on stage with him at his concert. And from what I'm hearing, the report said that she left with him. Now they in Houston together. They got video footage of them like on a rooftop in a parking lot rooftop. And, I guess, they done got out the car, they taking a break. I don't know. But they said Dejounte Murray's baby mama, which is NBA Youngboy shared baby mama, was in the car with him. They outside on the rooftop together. All right. Seems like this man hasn't made one good decision yet. And he probably ain't listening to nobody that's giving him some good game. This ain't I don't think there's a big bro in this corner. I don't think there's a father in this corner. You making silly mistakes. You left the Spurs to play second fiddle in Atlanta. Now you on the Pelicans, right? And they're struggling. They're struggling to build up their dynasty. They're struggling because of all the injuries that their star players has faced, right? They can't really build up a squad because all their star players get injured. They traded them. Now you on the Pelicans, right? I think he's making about $24 million a year with the Pelicans. So his stock has increased. He's making more. But whatever, sometimes, especially in this day and age, I don't think it's all about the rings anymore. It's really about the bag that a lot of these YNs are chasing, right? The highlights. I mean, they playing their ass off, don't get me wrong, but it's not about the rings, right? You came from Seattle. I think he's from Seattle. You come from a city where everybody seems to overlook when it comes to this culture that, you dwell in, the YN culture that you in, right? Then you go to another city where people tend to overlook. I know I'm from San Antonio. We only really known for the Air Force and the Spurs. That's it, right? People's tour dates don't stop in San Antonio, so no concerts, no shows, no nothing. We got hoes, but we don't have like that scene in Atlanta, right? So you like, man, fuck this. I want to go to a scene where it's lit, and you pick out the biggest bimbo. You pick out a chick that was in the pecking order. What number baby mama was she? Baby mama number 7. This man is slanging herpes. I mean, allegedly, I don't know. They saying the rumor he's slaying herpes dick, and they don't care. Right? You got 2 kids with her. You share a kid with her and him. You probably got with her because you a fan of him. This is sickening, right? This is sickening. I couldn't imagine that a woman would look at her new guy as a man, knowing that really, all right, I got a kid with this guy, but you a fan of him. But you probably make more money than him. You see what I'm saying? So look here, man. Um, if I was in a position like that, I'm not. I don't. Look, you supposed to. I mean, she don't look bad. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not above. I'm not above goosing a baby mama. I've goosed a couple of baby mamas. Don't get it wrong, right? I've never taken a baby mama serious, right? This man took her serious. I'm talking about he upgraded her life. He gave her the life that NBA Youngboy didn't want to give to her, right? NBA Youngboy just fucked her and tossed her to the curb because he's slow as hell. He could barely formulate a sentence, right? So this man gave her the life that NBA Youngboy didn't even want to give to her. You upgraded her, right? From a guy she was fucking with that is said to have herpes, right? And he got a wife and he's impregnating more women, still fucking more women, and they can't seem to leave this man alone. Right? I don't think I haven't seen. I can't remember the last time I've seen something like this before. Right? And then she broke up with you to go to his show. And from what I'm hearing, they off and on. They say they've been off and on for 4 years. 4 years, 4 or 5 years ago, that's when you got the bag from San Antonio. That's when you got the bag. So as soon as you got the bag, either you sought somebody like her, or she sought somebody like you. Oh, you supposed to send it out in an Uber as soon as you nut in the morning, right? You're not even supposed, I advise anybody, man, get your money right, see how much you save, see what your portfolio looks like at the end, especially if you got some good financial advisors. And towards the end of your season, right, or after you retire, then that's when you should think about starting a family. Okay, I made this much, I saved this much. I need to get a bitch where like I'm only spending this much per year, right? I need to present myself as 100,000-aire, not a millionaire. I can live, and this is the pension that I'm getting. This is what I'm seeing every single month, right? I'm not really touching that. I'm making money over here. I done bought restaurants here. I done franchise here and there. Okay, but I need to live below my means and get me a wife that I can afford as 100,000-aire, even though I'm a millionaire, in order for us to live the rest of our days. You done got you a bag and presented yourself with the money that you have to a bitch who's seventh fiddle to a herpes rapping, to a herpes rapper. And you going and I'm thinking, okay, that's very slick. Y'all got 2 kids, right? But they said they was off and on. I'm not off and on. First of all, I'm not fucking anything after NBA Youngboy, right? I'm not fucking nobody after NBA Youngboy. I don't care how fine she is. I'm not even sucking a bitch toes that done fucked after NBA Youngboy. I might get the new shit in my mouth after sucking a bitch toes that fucked NBA Youngboy, right? First of all, you shouldn't even been fucking with her. Second of all, you had a kid with her. You've been taking it seriously. Then you taking maternal photos as if y'all, these, uh, 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 you know, baby shower maternal photos, wearing, uh, you know, uh, um, like a wedding dress and in a groom suit. Like, this why you've been off and on, because really it's like, man, I got to do with the bag. He in shape. This is and a third, but really, I don't respect him as much as an NBA young boy. NBA young boy, he don't give a fuck. You give too much of a fuck. You trying to speak shit into existence that she really don't even want, right? You can't marry a bitch like her wouldn't even accept a ring from you. That's not the time she's on. Then she went back to her baby daddy on stage. This man got a wife and a bunch of hoes. You up on stage. Was y'all guy there? Then Sky Jackson. Sky Jackson, what time she on? She show up to the concert backstage, staring at him in his eye. See, you ain't got the nah. You're not his type. You don't look like his type. You know what I'm saying? You can't work he like a chick with light skin magic. You don't have light skin magic. You see what I'm saying? You don't have that. See, you good enough for a Yerky Yerky. You ain't really good enough for NBA Youngboy, but he see what you trying to do. He see that you want to be baby mama number 13, right? I've never seen no shit like this before. This man got Floyd Mayweather's daughter. This man got his wife. He got yo baby mama. He got Yerky Yerky baby mama. He got all the women in the crowd, right? Sexy Red showed up. And you at home babysitting the kid. Where the kids at? I bet you at home babysitting the kids, wondering when mama's coming home. Now you putting yourself through all this shit and the season is about to come on. And you can't focus. You can't focus. Now you about to be out here like PJ Washington, picking your kid up from your baby mama's house. Everybody cursing you out. You with your new chick, right? All because you want to be seen. You want to be somewhere where it's lit. You should have just stayed your ass in San Antonio. That's where you should have stayed. You should have stayed in San Antonio. You should have just waited it out. You know what I'm saying? Get you a little high class escort every once in a while. Count up your money, count up your investments, and then find you a wife after, if that's what you want. You already somebody high value, and you get with somebody low value who had a baby with somebody that's low value. Low vibrational ass music that he's putting out there. Got all these YNs at the concert. They look like they ready to kill. They look like, man, the whole time they chanting, it sound like they chanting a war cry the whole time they rapping to his music. And you had a baby by somebody from him, from his family tree. Oh my God. Hey man, I don't feel sorry for that boy. I really don't. All right. I really don't. I could never, ever, ever. I couldn't. Tyreek Hill, the same thing. Y'all brothers, y'all get the opportunity of a lifetime to go to the league, and the first thing you want is a bad bitch. First thing you want to do is eat the ass of a bad bitch who was had by somebody with an incurable disease. That's what you want. Oh my God. The only he ain't even a basketball player. The only smart one out of everybody I've seen is French Montana. French Montana, he went to he got him a sultan's daughter. He got him a sultan's daughter. No kids. She probably a virgin too. No baby daddy. I ain't got to think about you. I don't have to worry about you. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. This is why sometimes in these spaces, guys mention about women dealing, women complaining about men asking them about their body count or they a virgin. You hear the term virgin thrown a lot because a man who's dealing with a virgin, you don't have to think about is she still thinking about her ex. You don't have to worry about finding some girl's ex boyfriend's picture laying around and then she don't want to throw it away. You ain't got to go through her computer or her phone and see some dude she used to fuck with it in her phone, dick all out and everything. You ain't gotta worry about that. You ain't gotta worry about text messages. She ain't even never have a boyfriend. She ain't fuck nobody. Here, here, you put yourself in a position where it seemed like she didn't want to let go because I don't know how that ended. He's just like, man, look, I'm on, I'm young, wild, and turn. I'm fucking these hoes out here. All right. I'm young, wild, and turn. I'm fucking these hoes. She probably got with you to make NBA Youngboy mad, which he ended up dissing you. He ended up making a record talking shit about you and your baby mama, right? Which is both of y'all's baby mama. He had a slick bar talking about you on a record. That's what a lot of these women do, right? Women when they hurt, when they want somebody and they hurt, they can't have them, or he out fucking around with somebody else, or he dropped her. The first thing they do is they run off and go get pregnant by somebody else. That's why I don't. I, that's why I don't know if anybody ever got pregnant right out. I block every bitch I ever fucked with in the past. I blocked them all. I blocked them from my phone number, social media. You not even showing up on my explore page for me to even know what's going on in your life. I block everybody you've ever known, everybody you've ever loved. Your family follow me. I'm blocking everybody. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't see it. For you to go get with somebody else to try to make me jealous, to fuck with somebody else to get pregnant soon after, I don't know. I ain't thinking about you. I'm on the next bitch, right? That seemed like that was happening. You fucking around with somebody that got a stable and he don't want to let him go. You not bad. It's like, all right, you bad, but it's like, man, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I need more. Feed me. NBA Youngboy, NBA Youngboy is like the plant from Shop of Horror. Feed me more bitches. And you upset because he's not prioritizing you. So now you just, all right, shit. I'm gonna go on my DMs and get me one of these blue checks over here and fuck with him and get a baby by him. You had a baby right after. But did you even like this man? Y'all been on it. Why y'all on and off? Y'all got 2 kids. Why are you on and off? On and off for what? Hey man, all I can say is I don't feel sorry for him. Y'all do it to yourself. Seem like y'all ain't never had. I don't know what it is, man. Y'all must have been shy in high school. You ain't really had nobody that actually liked you. You know, you get the bag and go get a bad bitch. All right, go get one. Send her off in an Uber in the morning. No, you kept her, and she got a baby by a demon, a hell raising demon. You got. Oh man, see, King Von, he passed, right? But NBA Youngboy is still here, right? This is the number one hell raising demon right now is NBA Youngboy, and your baby mama got a baby by her, and she doing all this with you to make him mad. Man, look, hey, I'm not even gonna say, hey man, it's not even her fault. It's your fault. It's the man's fault in this. It's the man's fault. Now you got to deal with this shit for the rest of your life. Good for you. That's what you wanted. Good for you. All right. You done paid her bills. You done put her up in a house. You done got her the car she wanted. Nah, I'm not. No, 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 no. Shade room. They going in on Cash Doll talking about why would you have a baby by Tracy T? Now because of you, we have to know this motherfucker, right? Man, it's whatever. What's his name? Slow at he's slow too. Zadarius Smith, football player for the Lions. Hey man, I bet their household is more peaceful than what Dejounte got to go through. Or I broke up with him, and I went to NBA Youngboy's concert. How many times has she broken? Because they said they've been off and on for 4 years. How many times have your bitch broken up with you, only for her to be at NBA Youngboy's house, getting IDD, incurable disease dick? How many times has this happened? Does she go to him every single time y'all break up? I ain't off and on with no bitch. All right. I'm not off and on. If you off and on with your woman, she's getting off and on dick from somewhere else. But we weren't together though. Man, come on, man. Sometimes you gotta sit back and be like, man, I'm Dejounte motherfucking Murray. All right. Since 2016 up until now, he's made 100 and damn near 110 million. I've made 110 million in 9 years. And the first thing you get with is an incubator bitch by an incurable disease dick. Hey man, you could have done a whole lot better for yourself. But some people, hey, you know, you heard Brittany Renner talk about these guys, they slow, it's they slow. See, these athletes, man, it's like they make a lot of brothers look bad. They don't represent me, but it's like, damn, is you even listening to anybody? Who the fuck do you listen to? And why aren't you smart enough? Why aren't you smart enough to listen to your intuition? If your intuition should be setting you in the right direction. You see what I'm saying? You are Dejounte Murray. I think he's about to be 29 years old, right? I think he turns 29 at the end of this month. Motherfucker, you supposed to be giving game to people out, coming out of high school, right? You can't teach nobody shit. And the kids nowadays, they slow enough to think that what you doing is lit also. Like you doing some fly ass shit. No, no. I'm very square. Man, if I was in his position, I wouldn't be in his position. But man, if I had that kind of money, I'm a ball player, I wouldn't even have a bitch. I'd be out here like Kevin Durant, right? I'd be out here like Kevin Durant. I'm like, look, man, I got my passport. I'm not saying he's doing this, but Kevin Durant, he ain't been linked to not one woman. Because I might find a woman after I retire. But in the meantime, if I got this bread, I'm the sniper. Look, I got my passport. I'm going to countries I can't pronounce. I'm going to Kazakhstan and get me elite whores from Kazakhstan. I'm like, hey man, how much for any one of them hoes in your stomach? How much for a nut? That's what I'm doing. You gonna get somebody else's baby mama and then struggle with her. And you pulled in 110 million in 9 years. Hey man, I'm over and I'm out. You guys be blessed. Take care. Peace.